Today we will be preparing to de-rig the boat. The mast is coming down in a few more days, so I'm going to take off the jib, make sure all the turnbuckles can turn, get them soaking in WD-40, and we'll take off the mainsail, which I hate doing, and also take off the boom and the standing rigging. I mean the running rigging. Standing rigging will come down with the mast. I figured out how to run the motor too, since I don't need to move the boat and it hasn't ran in a while. The throttle snapped off. Luckily I got a new one. This thing is just super tight now. I'm glad I ran it, so I'm gonna spray it with a little bit of oil. Get that thing loosened up to make sure it'll run. In a couple weeks when I need to move it again. I'm digging out all these reefing lines so I can get the mainsail off. It's always a hassle to reattach these later though. So this time I'm trying a new trick. I used the lazy jacks, I left them attached, and I used them to kind of support the sail as I slide it out. And that is really working well. I can do it basically with one hand while I'm filming. Usually it takes pretty much two people to do this. That made a huge difference. It won't be that easy next time because this sail pack has a weird feature where it's actually sewn to the mainsail, so they kind of come off together. And I didn't really like that. I think I'll do the next one so it like zips off or snaps off or something. Lazy jacks are coming down. So this is to help me remember. We go from this middle block to the middle of the tri-block, up around to the port side, around this one, starboard side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a lot of blocks. Cool. I'm gonna take off all these snap rings and turn these turnbuckles, just make sure they're free so that the de-rigging will be easier when I take it to the boatyard. I just disconnected my solar panels and now the bimini's coming out, so there's no zipper to remove it, but this is what years of UV will do to your stitches. I think it was time for this thing to be replaced anyway. Uh-oh, think I need to break out the scissors? Maybe. This is triple stitch too. Comes out like nothing. And here she is without all the canvas. Honestly, I think it looks a lot better this way, but I really need that for comfort. I'll be back here in a few weeks after my surgery to do the big boatyard haul out. Yep. Okay, I just got back to the boat. Covering up after my surgery, but I need to move it tomorrow, and we're gonna see if the motor starts. It's been a while. I'm keeping the battery charged up with these solar panels.
What's going on, Sam?
It was like a power, like something. The lever to take the boat out of gear is seized up, so I have to start it in gear. It's kind of tricky to get it going.
Yeah, started.
We got a nice calm day. The sails are down, so we better hope this motor works. We needed to add a little extension on my throttle because it's kind of getting seized up. I've got a replacement for that. I got my friend David here helping out. looks good. Nice. We're in Oriental, North Carolina, coming up on Sailcraft Marine Boatyard. All right, we just put the boat right here, and we'll be, I think we're first thing tomorrow. They're gonna drop our mast with this cherry picker and pick us out here. All right, we're moving into the haul out slip. The boatyard I'm having do the haul out is the Sailcraft in Oriental, and I'm also having them lower the mast for me. That added about an extra $160 to the job, but I think it was well worth it. I had looked at building a contraption to do it myself or using a bridge, but these guys they're just so good at it, and I don't have to worry about dropping the mast and breaking it, or the foil for the furler. Coming up. One thing to note is some of the other boatyards that I looked at didn't have their own crane, so you had to have one coming from outside, which really added a lot more to the job. And then once they got it out, they just moved it on over and they put it on this little mast wheelbarrow, and it's just kind of waiting for the trailer to come pick up my boat. Need a bottom scrub. And then here comes the boat moving truck. The guy I went with is a local guy named Paul, and his company is called Triton. He's got a big hydraulic trailer. If you had a normal boat trailer, you could just back it into a boat ramp, but he doesn't want to get his trailer into salt water, so I gotta pay for a haul out. All right, everything's pretty secured. All right, let's go. It's so weird to see my boat on the road. So we're gonna just back it in, and we'll put it right here at kind of an angle. The neat thing about these hydraulic boat moving trailers is they can pick your boat up and then just drop it wherever you want in your yard, and then you can put it on boat stands so you don't have to own your own trailer. Looks good. So it opens up this little tailgate, and then the trailer puts the boat on a couple of wooden blocks, and then Paul puts in these metal boat stands on either side. And now the boat's off the trailer. You can see we took the mast and we put it over on the side on sawhorses there. And he also added a stand up front. And now he just pulls the trailer forward, and there you go. We'll put a couple more stands on the sides just to, hold it up a little better. But that was all it took. I'm sure some of you will be curious about the cost, so let's take a look at that. The boatyard, which charged me for the haul out, lowering the mast, and pressure wash, cost $393. And then the move cost me $560, and then an additional $200 to rent the stands for 5 months. And that brought the total to $1,153. And I forgot to mention, I also did get a 10% discount from Sailcraft because I told them I was a YouTube sailing superstar. But in general, I was really pleased with Sailcraft and Triton. They were both very professional and did a great job. No damage to the boat. And I'm very happy having it right outside my workshop, 100 feet away from me when I wake up, and I can just get to work on the projects. Unfortunately, it's really frigid right now, but let's go out and let's kind of give an overview of what we'll be working on over the next few months. So up along here, we'll be putting some bronze chain plates, external strap style ones. All right, let's come up to the ladder. Okay, starting at the front, so we got this big old anchor, and for the Atlantic crossing, I'm going to take that off and split it into the two pieces, and we'll make some chocks for that, maybe underneath the cabin sole. And then this windlass, I'm going to take him apart. I might take the electric motor out since I just use it as a manual one, if that is feasible. the tow rail leaks pretty bad and a lot of these deck fittings, so that's going to come out and be rebedded. I might even do a layer of glass over the deck hole joint if that's feasible. This Dorade vent box was installed backwards. The wire just goes straight through to the cabin, so that just needs to be flipped around. The mast we got down there, new internal halyards, and replacing the wiring. I'm going to use the zip tie method to try to stop the slapping. Moving back, engine throttle control being replaced. I had to cut a big hole out for that. We'll have some canvas projects on the horizon. A new bimini top. I think I'll do change up the solar panels a little bit too. Going inside, it's kind of a mess in here, but I need to replace the bilge pumps and switches. We got a really cool new switch we're gonna put in there. I want to take one of the SETI berths and put a kind of like a pipe berth in there, like the racing boats or like, you know, old sailboats used to have. So just like a pipe with a mesh in between it. And that's really because when I'm out, you know, on an ocean passage and in some foul weather, I end up getting kind of drenched out there. And then if I come down and get onto a cushion, then the cushion gets wet, and it's just kind of not really fun to sleep like that. You just keep bringing more and more water in. And the alternative would be to dry off and take your foul weather gear off every time, which just isn't really realistic. And then also in the tropics, I think it'll be a lot cooler having one of these that's mesh. And then I'll keep the other one with a cushion, just because it's probably a little bit more comfortable. I'm gonna be tuning up the engine, replacing the throttle cable and engine stop cable, and maybe even like descaling the heat exchanger. Probably check the valve clearance again. It'd be cool to put a temperature gauge on the engine too. So the V-berth's out. The new head, toilet bucket, composting head goes up front. Great space for that because you don't really need standing headroom when you're sitting on the toilet. Now the V-berth was always kind of just used as storage because it was hard to get in and out. So now it becomes more proper storage. We'll have two really big bins where I can put my dinghy and my folding bike. And then above here, we'll just have really large shelves for a couple dry bags, probably my immersion suit, maybe it's a big waterproof duffel bag for clothes. And this is the area where the old head was. And now this just becomes room for three just giant shelves. And then behind there, we have the backing plates for the new bronze chain plate straps. And you can see the old kind of backing plates, they're just mild steel and they're in really rough shape. So I'll really be happy to swap those out. I'll be taking out one of my water tanks and putting dividers in for smaller, probably 1 gallon jugs, just to kind of hedge my bets for freshwater containment. The wind vane's coming off. We're gonna get a tune-up. Some marine company said they're gonna send me like a stainless one of these, so Pickle can get a more fitting Dorade vent. This old gauge needs to come out. I might replace all these things, which don't really work very well, with one of those like J-style cable pass-throughs. I'd like to fill in all the deck fills for the water, the diesel, and the waste pump out. I don't use any of those at the moment, and they just create more opportunity for water infiltration. So thank you for watching. I hope you'll join me next time. I think it will be a video about 3D printing things for the boat. And if you got something out of the video and want to make a contribution, links are in the description. I'll see you guys next time. And if you're interested in volunteering at the shop, just let me know. Projects are in full swing and we can definitely put you to work.